Water risk management has actually a very significant value for Smithfield Foods. We're in the food industry, and part of what we have to do is basically clean and sanitize our facilities pretty much top to bottom on a daily basis. And of course, that involves a large amount of water. So water is critical to our operations. We need to have an adequate water supply of the proper quality, not only to be able to use it in our food production, but in the sanitation and maintenance of our facilities, so that we can obviously produce safe, quality food for our customers. Well, water conservation has always been important to us because of the need for water in our operations at our facilities. Conservation is kind of embedded in our culture. We have a very large facility in North Carolina, and over time, a concern developed in terms of the groundwater supply, well water that was available to that facility. We started to work with local government representatives, different agencies, and kind of agreed that for ourselves, our operations, and the region long term, that a more sufficient, more adequate water supply would be necessary. Our plant, even though it used groundwater, was located next to a fairly significant river with a lot of flow. So we partnered with the Water and Sewer Authority to construct a water treatment plant that would withdraw water from the river rather than the groundwater sources that were potentially in jeopardy. It's modular so that we can add capacity very easily. By working with the local water authority, from sort of the business side, we were able to generate good financing terms to be able to work through them to build the facility. They have ownership. But since we're the only customer, we actually operate the facility. That works for them and for us, and presents the opportunity for the region overall then to be able to draw more industry and have more economic development, because they have essentially a water supply that's available and expandable for anyone who might need it going forward. Jimmy has been very important in developing and being part of, I guess, our water strategy. Jimmy developed a tool they call their local water tool. And what this tool does is allow you to examine not only your own water use, but other users and other supplies that are in your water supply area, your watershed. So what we did as a company, we looked at all our operations across the world using the World Business Council's global water tool. This tool then allowed us to see where we had risk going forward and narrow our list down for closer examination with Jimmy's local water tool. So then we were able to use the local water tool to prioritize, to quantify essentially the risk and management needs going forward, and then develop a process to address the higher risk opportunities that we had. So the tool became very helpful, not only in sort of those of us responsible for water management, understanding what we needed to do, but to be able to respond to stakeholders and our own company management in terms of where do we have issues, how can we address them, what have we done to examine those, and we can use this process on a regular basis then to examine ourselves and determine and work with stakeholders on how to manage water supply, water risk for our company going forward.